Howdy. Let's look at this Budweiser commercial and see what may be going on consciously and subconsciously throughout. Alright, we're already starting and there are a few key things to notice. One is the overall tone of the color. Generally muted tones, neutral colors, we see a lot of whites and browns. Nothing really jumps out yet, except we do notice that there are three main characters, two animals, and a working class gentleman in a stable. And right there, we see a key connection between the dog looking at the horse and the horse looking at the dog. We don't know exactly why yet, but that might be an indicator that there will be something related to come. Aha! So here we see the first of a couple themes that we're probably going to see throughout. One here is this red colored shed. The first time we're really seeing red shine through. We also have the white of the dog and the blue of this tractor right here. And so that is going to be likely an ingrained parallel, as Budweiser is a very American company. And here we have red, white, and blue. And then the first notice of a prominent red color of the brand. Here again, we have a trailer, very white, very muted colors throughout. The white fence, even the trees don't have a lot of leaves. And the truck is a color that matches the tires and kind of similar to the road. The one thing that we do see that stands out is this red toolbox right here.
When I wake up, well, I know
Here again we see we have the white, we have the prominent red starts to jump out a little more vividly now. His blue pants, neutral jacket, and the blue hat. So again, we're seeing that color theme start to present itself in every scene as we go forward more and more in the piece.
I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you.
Even here, it's a little more subtle. We have the red on the wall, and this actually looks like a Budweiser logo. So it's a very subtle placement of that. Blue door, and then the white dog, which is going to be moving, and obviously a central aspect of that scene.
And when I go,
and here again, we start to see a little more of the branding creep in. The two gentlemen in their trucks wearing relatively neutral clothing. Our eyes are typically going to go to a face first, so we're seeing that right there. And then right above that, you notice the Budweiser logo. So our visual path is going to generally be his face, and then right up to the logo, giving us another impression of the brand.
wow, yeah, I know I'm gonna be.
Here again, we start to see a lot of red, and then a little bit of the, the white, neutral color of the stalls, and then we have his white jacket, blue pants. So very well ingrained throughout so far.
The man who goes along.
In this scene, obviously the highlight is going to be with the contrast. So we have, the white dog with movement over a very subdued, dark backdrop. So clearly it's going to stand out, and you could even start to look a little bit of the foreshadowing, if you will, light and dark, good and evil, but we'll see what comes next.
With you.
And there we see right now the connection between the dog and the horse again. The dog is calling to the horse hears, and then coming from the back right here is going to be the big bad wolf, both proverbially and realistically. All right, there we go. I was trying to stop it earlier, but this is the timing. The Clydesdale horses, synonymous with Budweiser, and you usually see them in a team. And so here it kind of rings that tone of that team coming out again, just like it would be bringing the beer to the local bar to stock them up. The same team is going to come here and back their friend the dog, and they're going to be strong and sturdy and reliable and really start to kind of ingrain that sense. So a lot of this commercial is really about the feeling. We haven't seen much at all about, the beer or the varieties or the calories or the taste, nothing of that. It's really been primarily about a feeling that they'd like a customer to associate with the brand, and then tying together different themes, that are classic, good and evil, light and dark, and then, of course, their branding elements that have been in commercials throughout years, the dogs, the horses, things like that. So another vivid imagery of that happening here. Right here, another great scene where they set it up. Here you have the whites, again, very darks, and then the eye goes right to his eyes. And the brightest thing in that picture is going to be right above his eyes, which is the Budweiser logo, of course. So again, very subtle, but it will intentionally, likely, lead our eyes to the branding, which is what they're here trying to advertise. And then here we are. We've come full circle in the beginning. There were the three cast of characters in the stall. And here we are, back in the stable. And we have the dog, the horse, and the gentleman. And this time they're all happy. They're together. And we've kind of bring the story full circle with good feeling vibes, a good end result, which is going to get the watcher feeling good and associate those good feelings with the storyteller. And we'll find out who that storyteller is in just a moment. And there you go. The end screen, obviously, the brand Budweiser wants to, associate that feeling with their brand. And there's a logo, the end screen, and just a look at some of a commercial's approach to their brand and how they convey that, to viewers. So if you found this interesting, share that. If you want us to do some more. If you found this interesting and would like to see more, please share. And hopefully this gives some perspective and tools when you're looking to think for yourself when watching commercials to see what may be communicated very directly and other things that may be communicated a little bit more subtly or subconsciously to the viewer.